Honorable Pendua, Honorable Joseph Namon, representatives who are National Employment Authority, Bandari Academy, representatives organizations ambazo wako hapa wote, institutions that have been represented here, na watu wote, amjambo. Bwana asifiwe. Bwana asifiwe tena. Nataka kwanza na statistics. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics indicates that there's been a downward trend in terms of formal employment generally in Kenya since 2000. From about 1.45 million jobs to less than 1 million. Over the same period since 2000, employment from the private sector rose from 4.2 million to 14.6 million by 2020. That report, when I analyze it, the average voting age, that is why the president is very clear about this strategy. The average voting age, if you do the analysis, comes to an average of 24 years. People who are 24 years contribute 65% of unemployment, not just in Kenya, but in developing countries and in key sectors. So why is this important? It is important because if you have an average 24 years of age, that is an age where you need to be productive. You need to be working. Some of us who are very lucky. I got my first job when I was 21 years old. And I was an assistant director of a program that was being, and I used to run a budget of about 5 million. By the time I left that program when it was running at 40 million a year. And that is when I was 21. Now we are talking about an average of 24-year-old that is constituting about 65% of not being employed. This is the reason why the national government and the county government is putting infrastructure in place to ensure that we tap into the opportunities and we tap into the skills that are relevant for us to grow and to be part of our life. This is the reason why in June last year we had a Gen Z revolution. It is a reality that we have to confront. What is the county government doing? I have heard speakers here talk about accessing money to expand the opportunities for your training. We have an education fund, Turkana Education Fund, which has money for rare skills. Kwa hivyo, what Madam Susan was trying to talk about, expanding and becoming relevant in terms of which skills you want to acquire, we have funds for rare skills. So if you need resources for rare skills that is relevant to the development of Turkana and in line with Agenda 9 agenda, then you qualify for that. Number two, the Turkana County government has already a law in place called the Local Content Law. The Local Content Law gives a fair chance of the local community in every employment space at 70% for locals and 30% for other communities. And Governor and I have had discussions with the head of missions, and we have had discussions with our development partners so that that act is implemented. So we are here to ensure that that is possible. Number two, I want you to link your training programs with the value chains that we have. Mheshimiwa, one of the challenges that we have here, and not just here in Kenya, it's because our academic institutions are linked with industry. If our institutions are linked with industry, it is very difficult for us to get appropriate skills and experience that we need to actually be able to tap into the employment opportunities. Yes, you can have all these services provided by the National Employment Authority. That is one part.